Let's be real nice and safe, okay? No surprises.
Hypothermia imminent.
Ah, yeah, that whole issue. Oh, hey. That'll help. Huh. I guess that's like the main tower. Maybe I'll save that for last. I don't know. Builder. Yeah, habitat builder. We have it. I was wondering when the hell that was gonna come up. Like, I sure would be nice to have the ability to have anything more than just my... what I've had so far. They're clever with how they're doing this. It's like an organic introduction of these mechanics one by one. It's like we were introduced to a prawn suit by seeing one, and now you're like, oh, what's up with that? It's like we see habitats for the first time, and then we get the habitat builder. It gives you some context for things in a kind of interesting way. A locker, finally. That's what I wanted so badly. How are you gonna look at this thing in front of me and call it a jukebox fragment? Who you fooling? God, what? Do I even want to know where she went?
Blueprint synthesized.
Kind of afraid of pursuing her. I'm surprised I'm not having temperature problems in here, because there is that. Ooh. Ooh. There's a map?
A map will come in handy. I should be able to find my way to Phi Robotics where Sam worked.
Phi. I think that's a Phi? That's a Delta, which is where we are. So that we're on that island right now. Is that a Phi? I think that's a Phi. There's a capital and a lowercase of each of these letters, isn't there? I don't remember what that one's called. That's Omega, I think. Yeah, these two, I'm not sure about these three, what they're called. That's Delta, that's Omega. What are those? This green stuff. I was thinking about this game as I was off, not playing it. One of the things that came to mind is that, like, the first thing that happens when you crash in the original Subnautica is you get out and you see the Aurora on the horizon. And, like, it's funny, you actually listen to postmoderns by the developers about this stuff. And, like, originally that was just, like, scenery. They didn't necessarily think it through. But, like, of course everybody wants...
Last time, I'm not cheating.
Then what's your theory? What's going on?
If you ask me, Zeta's been blinking a lot. I think it's a tell.
He does have a point there.
It's allergies.
Allergies? Oh, is something in bloom in this frozen sector?
Thermal lilies. And if you gang up on me, I swear you're all fired.
You're not even my boss.
Oh, you're all so gullible. You're fighting each other. Meanwhile, look at Pavan. Just look at him.
What am I doing? I'm not doing anything.
Let's just take this to a vote. All those who think Zeta's allergies are a bad case of alienitis, say intruder.
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 Intruder. Danny?
Oh, I'm just an observer here.
I'm going to use my pass.
Is there some kind of scientist conspiracy going on here? Zeta, Sam, Danielle? You three are suddenly very aligned.
Or, like I said, Parvin is cheating.
I'm starting to wish I was cheating.
Just to feel all clever and shit. That startled me. I wasn't expecting it to start playing immediately, but I just didn't want to lose track of it. The chance to skip straight to it, but start playing immediately. Now I lost my train of thought, so that's great. Fuck. Oh yeah, they put the Aurora on the horizon, and they just kind of figured, like, you know, scenery. And maybe they meant to use it as a thing to help you orient yourself, so you could tell which way you're going and stuff like that. I can specifically make Fred's bed. That's pretty funny. Of all things. But yeah, they have the player telemetry, and they knew where people were going. And so they knew that they kept going to the Aurora, and then just rubbing up against it, because it was just, at the time, it was just a billboard. It was just a big fake 2D thing on the horizon, like in, I think Myst, like Uru had some of that stuff. but like people wanted to use it. People wanted to go to it. It's the first thing they saw, and it was like it's like instead of trying to correct that behavior and be like, ah, shit, everyone keeps going to the Aurora even though it's nothing. Shit, in early access, and like just like trying to like getting rid of it or something. Instead, their reaction was like just to use that information. Like, oh, okay, everybody wants to go to the Aurora. We should just use that. So the Aurora became this big landmark that helps you orient yourself, but also it becomes context for like where you might want to go at the beginning of the game. They realized that people just naturally gravitate towards going to it, so they made it like they did a few things. They covered it in radiation to make it a threat, so you didn't want to go straight to it. And they also made sure to Fred's shaving kit. On top of making it into a thing that you don't want, there's a threat to you going to it because it's covered in radiation. They also did a thing where like they put stuff there that you would need, so it became part of progression and so on. It's the first thing that's kind of, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's come up, but one of the things that I kept thinking about, but not necessarily commenting on, was the fact that like part of the reason I was so disoriented at the beginning of this game, besides the obvious stuff like no compass and things, and no beacons, was that there was no Aurora. In fact, the blizzard is so rough and active most of the time that like you can't really tell what direction, you can't really tell what's in any direction in general, or where you are. It's like the first thing they did was remove one of the biggest, most obvious beacons that they had in the past that helped you tell where you were going and kind of guided your progress, guided where you'd want to go as you went through the game. Kind of a self-imposed challenge, I suppose. There's a map this time. That's really interesting. If only I could tell for sure where my base is. I don't know. It's hard to say. I wonder if I can, if this will unlock an ability to have a more proper map, though. But yeah, there's really interesting GDC talks about the first Subnautica game and all the lessons they learned. Scanner room. I'm a big fan. I like having a big, dramatic-looking topographic map of the related area. It's just cool looking, whether it's useful or not. And then you can make it bigger and bigger. I thought she was defending this place and didn't want me to come any deeper, but then she just didn't really stop me.
Cushy setup. Must belong to one of those higher-uppers.
But they just tracked player data during their early access period, which the game started so early access it barely had gameplay. It was basically just like an ocean. And they just saw what people gravitated towards and just fleshed those out and let the natural behavior of the voluntary paid play testers, because that's what early access is. Hey, a plant pot that's important for my strategies, if they still work in this game. Focus. I'm gonna run out of space for all these stupid posters. Yeah, they just tracked player telemetry data and just kind of went from there. They learned a lot of valuable lessons about what would motivate people.
Good morning, Frostpack. Just a quick update to inform you of some key achievements and priority shifts we need you all to get behind. The Spy Pangling project was a resounding success. Please join me in congratulating Samantha IU, who is now reassigned to Outpost Zero, helping us dream of future initiatives. Congratulations are also in order for Danielle Valenti and her team at Omega Lab. The closing of Phi Robotics means important funds can be redirected to their Kara bacteria study, which has important, positive implications for the life sciences. You're all doing an exceptional job, and I don't want to promise anything, but HQ has been taking notice. Keep up the good work, and I think we can start discussing bonuses soon.
Well, he makes my skin crawl, doesn't he? That tone, he doesn't sound like a person.
Jenny, you wouldn't believe the adventure I'm having. It's just like when we were kids and we used to play Underwater City, only sea monsters aren't pretend, and I don't need to hide behind you when one swims by, because I'm safe in my sea truck. Safe and very, very brave. Please tell Dad for me. Thanks so much for the mustache kit, by the way. To be honest, I wasn't sure if it was a gag gift at first. Personal grooming is something of a challenge here, and as you know, I'm a pretty low-maintenance guy to begin with, but you'd be surprised how handy mustache wax is in an emergency. There have been some close scrapes. For a while there, someone was sabotaging my truck, and I thought I was seeing things. But my friend Sam helped me sort it out, although she's had some troubles of her own lately. To be honest, I get a little worried out here sometimes, but I guess that's normal under the circumstances. Gotta expect a little risk, right? I should be happy. I have great friends and a good paycheck. Anyway, love you, Jenny, and Dad. Please find a way to tell him that he won't find embarrassing. And don't worry, I'm looking for the perfect fish to bring back as a gift. Your favorite.
He had such a close chance to say some close shaves, haha, because of the wax. What the fuck is a mushroom? A mushroom? What the fuck is a mustache wax emergency? What does that mean? When does that happen? Also, just casually putting in the fact that somebody was sabotaging his truck. Shouldn't everybody here be your coworkers? Except we do have that one. We have the prawn suit lady that seems to be anti-Alterra. So she probably doesn't. I wonder what her story is.
Communications tower maintenance log. Another day, another slight by the winged furies. As usual, I got an interference alert. As usual, I went out to see what the problem was. As usual, it was frozen stalagmites of feathered bird excrement. I fear the career impact of saying this officially, if you can even call what I have a career. But I could swear they're targeting me personally. The week I was out with the flu, I came back to find the tower spotless. Parvin laughed at me when I asked him how he cleaned it. Silly me. As if Parvin would ever clean anything. There's nothing left for me to do but quit. But I know that's what the birds want me to do. Oh, and I got the tower up and running. Maintenance complete.
His face is strangely terrifying. He's being antagonized by the birds. Emmanuel, difficult name. Desjardins? Desjardins? Human Resources and Communications Liaison. Reports to Alterra HQ. Personality. Some code. That means something. Delta Station. Mission HQ. Communications and Logistics. Fire Robotics Center. Engineering and Robots. Outpost 0. I guess that's 0. It's just a 0. It's just a 0 with a slash through it. I guess that makes sense. So one of these is Phi and one of these is Kappa. Kappa mining site, material excavation, Omega Lab, biological research classified. Kind of makes it seem like the end game location. Well, one of them is just right here by the island, so I can just go visit it, and then I'll know whether that's Kappa or Phi. I think that's Phi. I think that's Kappa. I don't know what a Kappa. I've never heard of Kappa before. I don't think. So I'm process of elimination there. A map of the game. Not a great one, obviously. It just shows some land locations. It's an underwater location, and it's generally divided into a series of biomes, and the closest thing to a biome we have is whatever the green stuff is. Aside from that, it's not much, but it's still more context than I'm used to having.
Skin. I didn't know she had it in her.
I super don't remember having a map last game, but maybe it really was just because it was so unhelpful due to it being an underwater game that it was forgotten. Because that game just had like 2 islands in it. And that was it. There's a lot more land this time around. Gross looking.
David, you'll be happy to know the frost pack is making excellent progress. I must say, My management style appears to be uniquely well suited to isolated planets. I miss you, of course, but I wonder if you feel it too. As great as we are together, we're almost better apart. Just look at how well Prosperina did in her last show. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to see it, but I'm sure if I'd been around, I'd only have made her nervous. Once this mission is over, I'll come home for a few good months. And then, what do you think if we look at reorganizing our expectations to facilitate longer-term separation success? I really think this could be a great model for us going forward, romantically and otherwise. Don't forget, I love you from the depths of my heart. Keep on succeeding in your projects. You know there's nothing I find more attractive.
Do you have a daughter named Prosperina? That is a choice. I don't know, maybe there's an area where that's more common or something. Definitely never heard it before, and with no context, I'm like, what? Wasn't ready for that name. He's off-putting. The way he talks is, like, kind of strange. There's a tone of it, but then there's also what he's saying along the way. My style seems uniquely well suited for isolated planets. It almost feels like he's saying, like, I really excel when I'm on a distant, isolated planet away from society with a small group of people that can't run away from me. When they're forced to be stuck with me, suddenly things seem to work out for me. Feels like the suggestion is that people otherwise would want to run away. Day-night cycle going fast. Right, I need to be a little bit worried about how I'm going to handle... Whoa.
Seek fluid intake.
That map freaked out. Don't really want the map, I just want to be able to see though. Hello. Do I have any like random... Yeah, let's just use a little water here.
Stabilizing.
I don't feel like going on a detour right now. Gone fishing.
Tower maintenance log.
Ooh.
Okay, this time the birds have really done it. I don't know what they've been eating, but it's corrosive when it comes out the other end. I'm gonna need to rewire. I'm short an element to fabricate the right cable. I remember seeing some when I did that dive to the old ship. I'm gonna go out there and see if I can get some more. That should fix it. Maintenance status in progress.
This time the birds have really done it. They put out corrosive stuff. Oh, look at that photo. That must be one of the stations? Tower? Not sure what's going on here with the pink stuff. This looks like it's all underwater. Might even be nearby. Let's see. So the pilot currently went basically southeast of the island by a fair margin. So southeast, down kind of towards the Omega station, I guess. But I want to go southwest. If I want to find this the other one of the map locations that seems to be on this island. You're right there, Birdie? Skyray? There you go, we got it eventually. It's a radar dish. Status report. Let's get back to the heat real quick. Can't just take a break to read. I'll die. Sector 0 region scan. 2 active human life forms detected. Unauthorized habitat construction and vehicular activity detected. Recommendation: observe and prepare for possible intervention. So I just asked for a status report, so I assume this is live? It's a now report and not some leftover document? So that should mean that there's 2 people alive right now where the 0 is on the map, which is on land. That's definitely a place I want to check out. If I can figure out how to get anywhere on land, because so far that's not been so lucky. Operating manual. New employee training. It is recommended that all training to be completed while tower is in test mode. Test mode is a fully functional simulated version of live mode. While in test mode, all communication from the tower, including distress signals, security alerts, and spy transmissions, will be disabled. To initiate test mode, insert the test override module into the diagnostic port as depicted in the diagram to the left. The active test mode command may be entered via the terminal once the test override module has been inserted. Test override module port. Is it a situation where I need to like find something and bring it back here?
Hypothermia imminent.
The glow stick down there. I gotta get me some layers. Hello. You're so nice. We should read about why you're so nice. I haven't been getting into the flora so far. The thermal lily. The thermal lily is an unusual terrestrial plant typically found on cliff walls. During the day, it points its face towards the sun, absorbing thermal radiation and storing it internally. At night, the thermal lily's petals close to reduce heat loss, and it relies on its heat stores to survive the harsh Arctic conditions. Yeah, but why does it react to me? Like it, why does it recognize me and react to me? That's weird, right? Or so I'd think. That explains that one time that they kind of startled me by all moving all at once. That must have been that the sun was going down outside, so they all moved into the nighttime configuration, which is weird because they were all in a cave. There is a stick down there. I don't see anything by it though. It might not be the biggest priority. That said, we might have wrapped things up here. Not making this easy for me. Ooh, there's like right there, you can see like a vent or something. That might just be me seeing some of those underwater vents just kind of through the water a little bit. Oh hey, you can actually see my silhouette here. I have a big old, what do you call that? I guess it's a ponytail. From the top. I don't have a... Ow. Ow.
Hypothermia imminent.
I don't exactly have an advanced vocabulary on hairstyles. Alright, so we've been in here. We've been in there. I guess those are the 2 buildings, and there's nothing else. I'm not missing something important, hopefully. I think I saw a staircase. I don't think this is how I got up here. They must have had use for this cave. The whole thing seems to keep me warm. Collaborate only gave me titanite. Titanium. Not titanite. There's a shelf out there. blizzard's getting denser. I immediately can't see it anymore. Lo and behold, the sulfur pits have sulfur in them. And the snozberries taste like snozberries. What's that? What's that? You're beeping at me. Can't scan you? C, Control, Z. How do I crouch? There's like stuff in there. How do I crouch? Bro. Auto move is X. Huh. There's an auto run, I guess. When you just gotta cover a long distance. I don't think you can crouch. That's gonna drive me crazy. What? Why would you do this to me? There's like stuff in there. What is that? Isn't that a thing I haven't had yet? How do I get in there? But yeah, it's a game where you generally are swimming, and they never really had to get much of that many verbs for what you can do on land, so it makes sense you wouldn't be able to crouch. But then they went and made a thing that I'd want to crouch to get to, so suddenly I'm like, well then what the fuck, bro? Maybe I need to get like I must have to get like a tool that pulls them to me. That's all I can think. I don't know why these guys react to me. Everything that was said about how they deal with heat and whatnot vaguely made sense. Except the part where it reacts to me specifically. That's unnerving. Alright. So my inventory is full of a bunch of nonsense right now. $700 meters southeast. North. I would have liked it to be like a 90-degree angle situation-ish, because that would mean that if I went back home, it would still be about the same distance, but it's really not. It's absolutely not in any way a smaller distance. Ah. I should probably follow up on the other camp. Southwest? Yeah.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Don't love using these up necessarily. So southwest off the tip, maybe? I'm just gonna Google Phi. Yeah, Phi definitely looks like the one that's over there. Papa. Papa looks like a circle with a line coming down it. Okay. So that's a mining site right here. Which could be useful, but I'm a little concerned about just jumping in the fucking water and not having a way back out. That's obviously a bit concerning. The dock's like all the way over there. Okay, there's a shore over here. I think I want to make my way over from the shore if I'm going to take a look. I can't build base stuff. Damn it. I'd have to go back to the fabricator. Damn it. Sorry, I'm trying to be efficient about my trip, but I can't. I think I have to give up and go back home. So that's a place to check out in the future. Maybe the scary one in that direction, but probably not. That seems like a much later problem for me. But we're probably going to go back to the base and start thinking about base construction instead. You could just stay here. Yeah, it's even correctly named Delta, so there's no reason to even change its name. Let's just head back home, enjoy the fact that I have access to base construction stuff, and hope I encounter like no surprises on the way home.
Mineral-rich crevices detected below. Geothermal activity detected. Caution advised.
So those are dangerous because of the crevices. The geysers of heat. The crevices. If I only see the bitey dick boys, then we're fine. If I see something worse, though, I will shit my pants.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Fuck. Fuck. Don't like being this high. Okay, we're back at the archway already. I wish I knew what direction I was going in when I saw the scary thing. That's gonna haunt me. I didn't even get a good look at it, so I'm just like, what the fuck was that? All I know is there's something really big and horrible lurking somewhere. Wow, that was a short trip back. Really shows the power that cowardice has to slow this playthrough down. Just power. If you just fucking book it, you make it places relatively quickly. I have no salt to deposit. This is lead and quartz. I have none of that.
Oxygen.
I should have guessed Alterra would find a way to clip Sam's wings, like I knew they'd do to mine once they took over Xenoworks. I tried to warn her. She was stubborn, like me. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be so different from her. Scrappier, faster, less play by the rules. But Sam didn't tolerate Alterra's corporate red tape any more than I did. She just tried to change it from the inside. I think in the end, we always wanted similar things. What was that woman's problem? The one in the exosuit. Like I need to say which woman. And what the hell is she doing on this planet? It isn't exactly a happening vacation spot. She knew their terrain well enough to make a dramatic entrance by jumping off a sheer cliff. So I guess she's been here a while. But how long has she been following me? She said to keep away from her, or off her land. What in this frozen slush bog could she be protecting? Unless she's camped out somewhere. She's definitely heard of Alterra, though. Did she meet Sam?
So she could be a thing to follow up on. She might know more. Get another one of these dudes. Actually, maybe not necessary. Whoops. Oh well. The way the whole game paused. Ah, god damn it. I don't want to pack it up, I want to open it. There we go. It's kind of an awkward system. You awkwardly kind of fly around it and try to find the right angle to interact with it to get what you want out of it. Okay, so there's my sulfur, just to process that space usage. God, over 1,000 meters away. Okay. Let's see here. Enameled glass instead of just regular glass? Oh, you need diamonds. That's what I saw back there, was diamonds. An advanced wiring kit. It's just a wiring kit and a computer chip combined. A thermos. Insulated storage receptacle for beverages. How useful is that, though? I'm curious how that works exactly. So I've got here. What about here? Habitat builder. You know, that's the big one. So I'm gonna need another computer chip and another wiring kit. So we thankfully have the table stuff. Okay, so I just need copper, silver, gold, and then I can make a habitat builder, which I probably have enough of. I wish that the stuff that I need stayed on screen when I open this thing, because that's where all the stuff is I'm grabbing. I think it's 1 gold, 2 copper, 1 silver. Silver. No. First of all, I already have a wiring kit, so I don't need the silver. I don't have the copper, though. What a pain in the ass. Yeah, it's only gold. I need copper. It. Alright, do your thing. Can I like hold it down or something? No? Oh, limestone. Yeah, chance of copper. Okay. I was looking for copper. So I was looking for copper in the primary text, not the subtext thing. Oh, this way. Oh, there. Titanium. It's trash. Okay. A little dark. Wouldn't hurt to be able to have both a God damn. Wouldn't hurt to be able to hold a flashlight right now. While I'm searching. Alright, 2 copper.
Oxygen.
We're good. I should have checked my inventory better. There might have been a copper wire. This is the kind of thing I fuck up all the time when I'm doing it live. No, I don't see one. Not this time. Now, I think, yeah, copper has been a persistent problem for me. So it's not surprising I just don't have it. Habitat builder.
Adding emergency shelter blueprints to your databank.
It's like the best, worst part of the game.
You can construct sea bases from raw materials, advising against exploring a frozen water continent without a base. No bed, no storage, no place to put a fabricator module. No fun.
No power, so it needs a battery, which I'm gonna need more of soon. Hopefully I can get fit. Oh. How do I confirm? Oh, by clicking. Gotcha. Okay. Ha ha ha! You thought the gradual fucking trickle of recipes was going relatively quickly or whatever the fuck? Here's the explosion. Here's a billion things you can make all of a sudden, but they're all like base chunks. Alright, so I got solar panels to power it. Power transmitter for connecting, that's for power sources. Bioreactor, so you throw stuff in to power things. Ladder for going between floors. There's a bunch of different rooms. Multi-purpose room's the generic one. Scanner room's my fave. Observatory is kind of useless, but it's fun to have. Hatch, observatory, reinforcement.
Oxygen.
Did I really not? Wow, I guess I got in and out so fast that I didn't even restore oxygen. That's kind of impressive. These are mostly connectors. The fabricator, the thing we need in order to make it a real base. So that's the bare minimum. Wherever I go to make a base, I need 2 copper. Damn it, I was trying to pin this as a recipe. I don't think I can do that for this. 2 titanium, 2 copper, 2 quartz. Not that bad. Just the copper is the annoying part mostly. You set all that up and you can make a fabricator. The lockers. That's how we store all of our shit. So we can actually start we can actually start to organize all of our crap. The battery charger, that's great, because that means I don't have to keep making batteries. I can take our dying battery supply and put them in here. Then I only need enough to have, like, let's say, like, a handful on handle time, and then enough to be plus the 4, I think, that can charge at once. And then you just swap out, like, the 4 in your inventory for the 4 on the charger whenever you come back. So that'll be good. Aquarium is just for funsies. Mod station, I think that's for upgrades. Jukebox, coffee vending machine, jukebox speakers, plant. Alright. And then, yeah, just purely cosmetic things. And I think the trash can be used to destroy stuff, which can be helpful. And you have different bed options, because why not, I guess. Alright. I have the ability to build a home. Won't be that hard to gather the basics for, like, a multi-purpose... Yeah, it's just titanium. A multi-purpose room and a fabricator to get us started. The big question is, where do I want to build it? So, like, this is a very safe starting area, but there is, like, next to nothing here. We have an unusual situation in that this is a directional situation. Technically, we do go on land at some point, right? And that's, like, useful. But for the most part, all the places I'm going to, it does feel like most of the useful stuff / directions I'll be exploring in are somewhere off in this direction, where these, like, that's the island, that's the spooky station over there, and so on. Like, over here is probably where a lot of the exploration is going to be happening. Every now and then, I keep hearing creepy sounds. This functions as kind of like a checkpoint if I want to get back to it, but it doesn't have to be my base, so I don't have to build my base by it necessarily. I guess, yeah, I'll think about it a bit between episodes, but I might consider going closer to the direction that I've mostly been going in, off towards Delta Station, closer to the vertical drop, and might build my base closer to there. It might just make basic sense to go there, but also might be closer to danger. I mean, it is, because nothing happens around here. But something specific about last game was the fact that it was you spawned in the middle of the map, and there was stuff in every direction. So being in the middle made sense because, you know, building it closer to anything meant building it further from everything else. But this time around, not the same choice. I'll have to make up my mind.